Ja gut, Hu allerseits bei In Touch. Die weitgereisten MTV-Zuseher wissen natürlich, wo ich bin. Das hier ist die Drinnen-Alster, im Gegensatz zur Draußen-Alster. Und die kann natürlich nur in Hamburg sein. Hamburg ist die nördlichste Metropole Deutschlands und wohl auch die einzige Stadt in Deutschland, die von sich behaupten kann, einen Geysir zu haben. Der steht da in der Mitte von der Drinnen-Alster und sprüht fröhlich vor sich hin. Aber jetzt aufgepasst, wo kommen Geysire sonst her? Richtig aus Island. Und wer kommt noch aus Island? Treffer versenkt, Björk. Und ich freue mich so unglaublich drauf, Sie jetzt gleich zu treffen. In diesem Hotel an der Drinnen-Alster. Und bevor es losgeht, würde ich sagen, wir erklären euch jetzt mal so kurz, wer oder was ist Björk. Und danach, glaube ich, kommt sie schon ins Zimmer geflogen. Bis gleich.
Björk wird am 21. November 1965 in Reykjavik, Island, geboren. Schon als kleines Mädchen gilt Björk als äußerst musikalisch. An einer Musikschule lernt sie Flöte und Klavier und stürmt 1977 als 12-Jährige mit dem Song I Love to Love die isländischen Charts. Einige Jahre und Punkband später wird Björk 1986 Frontfrau einer Band, die sie zum ersten Mal über Island hinaus bekannt werden lässt. Gemeint sind die Sugar Cubes, die mit 5 Alben und einigen Ohrwürmern auch hierzulande bekannt werden. Nachdem sich die Band aufgelöst hat, erscheint 1993 Björks erstes Soloalbum Debut und leitet damit ihre fulminante Solokarriere ein. Das Album verkauft sich weltweit über 3,5 Millionen Mal. 1994 performt sie bei den ersten European Music Awards und überzeugt auch die letzten Kritiker von ihren Live-Qualitäten. Das Jahr 1994 nutzt Björk zudem für ihre Arbeit an einem Nachfolgealbum. Pose knüpft nahtlos an Debut an und landet gleich mit der ersten Single Army of Me ein Riesenhit. Mit dem Nachfolgealbum Homogenic, das 1997 erscheint, zeigt sich Björk von ihrer nachdenklichen und experimentellen Seite. Ihren hohen Anspruch beweist Björk auch immer im Artwork ihrer Platten und ihren Videos. Gekrönt wurde dieser Output mit 2 Auszeichnungen bei den MTV Video Music Awards 2000 für den Clip All is Full of Love, bei dem Chris Cunningham Regie führte. In Dancer in the Dark, einem Film von Lars von Trier, gab sie letztes Jahr ihr Leinwanddebüt. Hier spielt Björk eine junge Frau, die an einer Erbkrankheit erblindet, ihren Sohn vor dem gleichen Schicksal bewahren will und sich dabei laufend in eine Fantasiewelt rettet. Beim Filmfest in Cannes wird sie dafür mit der Goldenen Palme als beste Hauptdarstellerin ausgezeichnet. Den Oscar-nominierten Soundtrack steuert Björk gleich selber bei. Und nun ist ihr neues Album Vespertine erschienen. Und wieder gelingt es ihr, den Zuhörer mit ihrer klaren und einfühlsamen Stimme zu verzaubern.
So, jetzt wisst ihr fast alles über Björk und hier ist sie in echt. Björk, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So, there's so many things we need to talk about. There's especially this new record on the way called Vespertine. And I'd say we start the show with your new video for Hidden Place. Where has it been filmed? Who did it?
I did it with 2 friends of mine who have never done videos before. They're photographers, very well respected, I guess, called Ines and Finut. And they did it also with a guy called Michael and Matthias. So it was sort of an experiment between the 5 of us to do this one.
So that means that all the 5 of you, you had the idea and you basically co-directed it?
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, but I'm always involved with the idea of the videos, but it's more, I look at myself more as a link between the song and the video.
Mhm. So I'd say we watch it.
Yep.
Hier kommt Björk, das neue Video, A Hidden Place. Zurück hier bei MTV in Touch mit Björk. Und jetzt ist ja diese neue Platte auf dem Weg, Vespertin. Und das bedeutet ja so viel wie in der Nacht blühen und gedeihen, also so quasi eine Umschreibung für Nachtschattengewächs. Now, I hope that I'm correct. The meaning of Vespertine, it describes things that are blooming and flourishing during the night or in the evening.
Yeah, it's also things that happen in the twilight. So it's a winter album. It's about being inside on the winter on your own, and it's snowing outside, and you're very happy, and you're drinking cocoa, and you're reading your favorite book, and then you write a song.
So does that mean that this is a private record for you? Or was it just the circumstances that were private?
I think it's pretty introvert. It's very much about the home, domestic things. It's a love affair to the home, but also a love affair to the laptop.
Oh, which are two different things basically, because the laptop is basically to take it out on the road. And
But also a tool to make, you can create a home everywhere you are.
Home is where the heart is, that's what people say.
Home is where the laptop is.
So both the laptop and the heart. So what was this place in particular? Was it mostly Iceland, or was it other places where you created the record?
It was in Spain, in Denmark, in England, in Iceland, and in Manhattan.
Oh, there's quite a few places.
Many homes.
Many homes. And what is the place where you would say this is the most hearty place then?
The internet.
The internet. So the fact is that Vespertini is then a very global record and a very modern record in the way of its production and the approach.
I think the laptop has brought the excitement back to the home, you know? Like, people have the most exciting computer games at home now.
Yeah.
And they have the most access to all the eccentric things that they would like most in their home. So, and also, I think it's very exciting with Napster and downloading. So, for example, I chose the musical instruments for this album, only the ones that download, very pretty. Like harp, and music box, and Celeste. Once they've been downloaded, they're very, very pretty.
Right.
And also the human voice, when you whisper more, it sounds very pretty when it's gone through Napster.
Huh. Well,
And then the micro beats of the home, like the rhythms. If you like knock a chair with a spoon, or a toaster, or you shuffle cards, or all the beats on this record are done by things around the house.
That's nice. It's also a very childlike approach of creating music, like see where the noise comes from, make some noise, do some rhythms, record it.
Yeah, it's about that magic is everywhere. It's a state of mind. It doesn't mean what tool you use.
That's neat. Ja, gut. Jetzt kriegen wir erstmal ein Video zu sehen. Dann sind wir gleich zurück und reden noch ein bisschen über die Platte, glaube ich. Zurück hier bei MTV in Touch mit Björk. Jetzt haben wir ja schon über die Platte gesprochen und wir haben gehört, sie wurde viel auf dem Laptop gemacht und trotzdem ist es natürlich eine Gefühlssache. Home is where the heart is. Da kamen wir dann überein. Und wo das Laptop ist natürlich. Und jetzt mal die Frage so, nach dem, was man zuletzt von Björk gesehen hatte, eben diesen Film, war es denn jetzt ein ganz anderer Ansatz, wieder Kunst zu schaffen? Now, the last thing you've done, and it was publicly discussed and received, was the movie you have done with Lars von Trier, Dancer in the Dark. Now, when you compare working as an actress, which I think you said you will never do again, and now creating this record, is there two different things that you have inside you that are responsible for either acting or creating music?
Yeah, I think the difference between doing what you love to do and things that you're not that excited about are very extreme. Because in both jobs, you have to really go work really hard. Like if you play music like me, I've done tours that take many years. And you are on a mission, separated from everything you love, but you don't notice it because you're doing what you love to do. And then you make the same effort for film. It's just very strange. I think I'm ready to die for a song any day, but I'm probably not ready to die for a film.
Now, Vespertine, I think, is a very emotional record. Although you said it's composed on a laptop, where most people would think that this is far from having emotions, like it seems just the technical side of a tool like that. But then again, it's full of emotions. How come? Like, is it that you can separate like techniques and your emotions?
Well, I've never understood why technology is supposed to be the enemy of feelings. It's got nothing to do with each other. It's like we have this camera here in front of us, and you could cry now, and then you could be euphoric, and then the next minute you could be hilariously funny and do a slapstick stunt. You can be very emotional with technology, you know. I've always said you cannot blame technology if there is not soul in music. It's not technology's role to bring soul. It's the human's role.
Right.
But it's always been with the human race. A pencil to write a novel.
Yeah.
Pencil is a very cold thing, but a novel can still be emotional. But it's same with computer. It's just like a pencil. It depends what you do with it.
See, sounds very logical.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about emotions, the next video is for All Is Full of Love, directed by Chris Cunningham.
Yeah.
Great video.
Thank you.
Kommt jetzt. All Is Full of Love, Björk. Das war Björk mit All Is Full of Love von Chris Cunningham. Der hat da Regie geführt. Und ich darf schon mal verraten, dass wir nachher noch ein Video sehen, das er gemacht hat. Now, speaking about Chris Cunningham, I just revealed that we are going to see another video that he directed. But it's a surprise. Which one?
Okay.
Now we have a short ad break coming up. Jetzt gibt es eine kurze Pause und danach reden wir dann über die Heimat von Björk. Ne? Bis gleich. So, zurück hier bei MTV in Touch mit Björk. Jetzt habe ich ja gesagt, wir wollen ein bisschen über die Heimat sprechen von ihr und das ist ja nicht so ganz klar. Wo ist sie denn im Moment? Wir haben festgestellt, da wo das Herzchen und der Computer ist, aber vielleicht gibt es ja tatsächlich sowas wie eine feste Bleibe. Now, I just announced before that we are going to talk about your home. And now we know that your home is where the heart and the laptop is, but nevertheless, is there a favorite place where you stay? Now, your four walls, is it Iceland or is it partly London?
I am partly in Iceland and partly in Manhattan now.
Oh,
yeah.
That's new.
I know.
How come that you went to Manhattan? Is that a place you always liked?
I don't know.
Just coincidence?
Well, no, it isn't. I remember when I first came there, I was so excited and I knew I would always move there, but I didn't realize it would be so early. And then I was gonna move there maybe in 97 or 8, I can't remember. And then I decided to do the film. So I guess I moved there now.
Oh, so and that means that your son, has he moved with you to Manhattan?
No, this is the first time he doesn't live with me.
Oh.
He's living with his father. They are growing a beard together.
Right. So when that occurred, that you moved to Manhattan, did that have any major influence on the record then? I mean, privately and musically?
I guess it's sort of more operated as no man's land. You know, it was a very, like a little oasis. It was not English, it was not Icelandic, it was not Danish. And I guess that's kind of more how it affected. It was sort of a peace to do what you want to do without being attached to the surroundings. I guess Manhattan is actually very good in letting people be as eccentric as they want and do whatever they want without anybody bothering. Everybody minds their own business there. And it's sort of a, in a way, it's sort of a rescue camp for eccentrics sometimes.
Do you think that living in Europe brought too much exposure for you with you, like just by being on the street and being recognized?
I think there's a choice. There was definitely a choice in my life around 96 if I wanted to be a full-time celebrity or if I wanted to make music.
Right, I remember.
And I moved to Spain to make music. But I don't think being a celebrity is bad. I think it's a full-time job, and it invades your soul, and it's sort of a bit like being Mother Teresa, because you sacrifice your personal life for the public.
Yeah.
And it's something that's very needed by the public, otherwise it wouldn't exist. And I think it's as important as being a doctor or a taxi driver, or it's a very important role in society. But I've got offered it, and I decided to rather stay a musician.
So it's not that you have the wish of being invisible or being camouflaged at times?
No, I think that's a cliche. I think there's a lot of unwritten contracts you sign through life. And you agree to do things and you agree not to do things. And you have to be responsible for your life and what you do. And I'm now doing music, which is my favorite. So it couldn't really be better.
Now, coming up in the show is music by somebody else, Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Great girls.
They rescued pop, didn't they?
In a way they did, yeah.
For me, anyway.
Say My Name ist the title of the song. Coming up, Destiny's Child, Say My Name. Ja, und weiter geht's bei MTV in Touch mit Björk. Jetzt wollte ich mal ein bisschen über Anziehsachen sprechen. Ich komme darauf, weil bei der Oscarverleihung ja Björks Outfit ein viel diskutiertes war. Und da habe ich mich gefragt, so, interessiert das eigentlich jemand? Also sie selbst in erster Linie. Now, there's one thing I remember when the Academy Awards took place in Los Angeles. Then the way you dressed was one of the most discussed topics on the evening. And the question is, do you actually care what people say about what you're wearing?
Not really. I think it's a decision I made when I was 5.
5?
Yeah.
Like having your own style and not care about...
Well, maybe not about clothes, but it's two ways. Either you do things like what people want you to do, what you should do, like the moral majority, or you don't. You do what you want to do.
So that was the decision in general, that you don't care, you do whatever you like.
Well, of course I care. I think it would be cruel not to care, but I think it's more important that I do what I want. I think in the long run I can be a more generous person if I do what I want.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about Björk, or the one you really don't like? What people think about you?
I don't know. It's hard for me to see, for example, from the outside what people think of me. You know, I hear a lot of things, but it's very distorted, and I also I don't take it in as well because of protection. I have my group of friends, and we have a good time, you know.
So that means that having friends is basically your net when it comes to falling, just because everything is becoming too much. Friends are the most important thing then.
Yeah, that's obvious, no? For everyone, no?
Well, for some people, like, especially in this business, it's like they're the most important thing to themselves. Which is bad in a way, and it's sad.
But we're all a little bit selfish too, though, right?
Well, yeah.
You are a little bit, no? Sometimes.
Well, I try to remember where I'm coming from and the people I care about. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too, for sure. I have... Most of my friends I've had since I was a child or a teenager from Iceland.
Yes, so do I.
I meet on a regular basis, yeah, for sure.
Right, you meet a lot of false friends in this business, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel lucky.
You do?
In my job, yeah.
Yeah, you're very well respected. And critics have always been nice, and so, well, you can be happy.
Yeah, I met good people in my work.
I know.
That
Quite
are
a
my
few.
friends.
They became all your friends, yeah, and that's good.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just a business thing going on here.
Yeah. Maybe Germany is different.
I
I'm
don't know.
teasing you, I'm sorry.
Well, you make me think at least. I can appreciate that.
I'm sorry. I know what you mean.
Well, I'm a cold-blooded German. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not. I'm half Czech.
I'm playing hard to get.
Well, I'm playing it back. All right, then.
Yes, the industry is evil. Okie dokie.
So, better save my ass and play a video now. How about yoga?
Okay.
Well, okay, it's coming. Ja, und weiter geht's bei In Touch. Jetzt bin ich gerade ein bisschen aus dem Konzept gekommen. Ihr habt es gemerkt, ich hatte Schweißperlen auf der Stirn. Und ich glaube, mein Gesicht ist auch ein bisschen rot geworden. Aber es hängt alles nur mit Boney M zusammen. Das ist ein Insider. Now, I just admitted that I was becoming a little insecure and that I had sweat drips on my forehead and becoming red-faced. But it's all because of Boney M.
Yeah. Yeah, I have this secret obsession too.
Yeah, secret obsession.
I have the best of Boney M. Did like a remix album.
Really?
It was really good. It's like non-stop Boney M from beginning.
Oh, in
to
the
end.
mix?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that record.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
I got a signed copy from all of them.
Where did you meet them?
We shared a label, French label, so the French record company got it for me.
Oh, I'm envious.
I save it in Iceland. I can keep it there so I don't lose it in my travels.
You should. Oh, eine handsignierte Boney M-Platte. Donnerwetter. Ja, also zurück zu dem, was ich eigentlich gerade fragen wollte, habe ich natürlich vergessen. Ganz aus dem Konzept jetzt, aber macht ja nichts. Es geht um Musik und Emotionen in erster Linie. Now, I'm becoming really shy now.
It's okay.
It's Friday.
We're putting some emotion in MTV. It's good.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to talk about emotions and music. Since I've mentioned that your new record is very emotional, and then again, I have the feeling that it's harder and harder to do an emotional record, and I have the feeling that a lot of music that is out there consists of recycled emotions in a way that were created in the 70s or 80s or whenever. Do you have that impression too?
Well, I have this theory that, which might not be true, but it's my own imaginative theory that it's always kind of been the same, a little bit, like say 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago or 1,000 years from now, that it's only a certain percentage that have the courage to be emotional. And then there's all the other percentage that are repeating what was done before. But that's I think that's very natural. I think we are grateful that in a certain way people are conservative and like tradition. You know, certain old ideas are good, like that chairs have 4 legs. It's a good idea. Otherwise we'd fall over.
Yeah, very practical.
Yeah, so, but otherwise, but I think things like, say, for example, the extreme opposite is maybe the feelings. You know, we can only have the feelings we have right now. You know, and I think it's very important that the spontaneity of that.
Right.
And for me, that's my kick in life. You know, I guess.
We have more things coming up in the show. Another video of yours.
Okay.
Another video of Chris Cunningham. So I'd say we do a quick break now.
Okay.
And right back. Da sind wir wieder zurück bei MTV In Touch mit Björk. Auf dem neuen Album Vespertine ist ein Song, der heißt Sun in My Mouth. Und der basiert textlich auf einem Gedicht von E.E. Cummings. Und das fand ich ganz interessant eigentlich. Now there's a song on your record called Sun in My Mouth.
Yeah.
And the words to it are a poem by E.E. Cummings.
Yeah.
Is he somebody you have been, you have read a lot of stuff of and you like?
Yeah, I guess so.
Where do you see a connection between his poems and the music you create?
It's hard to say sometimes why you pick something up and why you're obsessed with it, but it's very important to follow it because usually 2 or 3 years later you figure out why, and then it's too late because you're not in that emotional place anymore. So I think it has got something to do with his faith in quiet ecstasy and sort of being very, very humble, but completely enormous. I think it's a very rare, usually when people are about that sort of obsessed with climax, as most of his poems are, like so completely ecstatic and euphoric, they usually go a little bit arrogant or pompous or but he never, he's always humble. So I guess in this album I was very focused on that, to reach like a very, very grand sound, especially with the choirs. There's a lot of songs with big choirs, but to always, always, always be humble. And it's usually these two things are opposite in life.
Yeah.
But I was very fascinated by this emotional state.
So speaking about people who have done videos for you,
Yeah.
Chris Cunningham, he did All Is Full of Love, which we have seen before, and he did this fantastic video for Come to Daddy.
Yeah.
Very childlike video and very nice and cozy and not horror at all. Jetzt ist die Platte ja quasi da und jetzt geht es auch ein bisschen darum, wann können wir sie denn live sehen und so weiter und so fort. Und überhaupt, sie hat mir was gesagt in einem Interview, warum sie überhaupt Platten macht oder einer der Hauptgründe, und das ist die Suche nach dem perfekten Popsong. Ein Song, den Leute von 3 bis 90 hören könnten und prima finden. Now, I've read one thing about you. Someday you mentioned that you're searching the perfect pop song, searching to write the perfect pop song, a song that people age 3 and age 90 can listen to and appreciate it. Are you still like hunting for that song? I mean, there's another couple of songs on your new record where I would say, okay, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But I'm very aware of it's a long way to go. You know, I always had these romantic ideas about uniting different worlds, like uniting nature and techno. It doesn't necessarily have to be opposite.
Yeah.
You can be very organic with technological instruments, uniting urban and rural. You know, uniting so-called serious music and folk music. I quite liked, like 100 years ago, when there were people like Erik Satie, for example, or Ravel, that sort of made both serious music and also dealt with folk music. And it's not very often in human history that this gap has been so big, you know, between the two. Yeah, so one of it is, and also I'm very interested in uniting abstract, because I think big chunk of our lives are pretty abstract, if you like it or not, you know. The noises we hear and air conditioning and sentences and trying to keep up a conversation with people when we don't have a clue what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And all these things. And then also, of course, the opposite, which is the narrative, and obviously coming from a country which is obsessed with storytelling, I'm very obsessed with the narrative or the pop song, the perfect pop song, put in 3 minutes, where there's eye contact in every microsecond, you know. But it still doesn't sacrifice the abstract. I think it's important. So yeah, I'm still looking, but I have a long way to go.
So you're a hunter for the perfect pop song and for unity. And Hunter is the last video also. Ha! Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Then I think we see you in the fall playing shows here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be singing with a harp and laptops and a choir, and I'm gonna sing without a microphone.
Oh, because the microphone takes away too much of your voice?
Yeah, and also I wanted to make it cozy.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Okay.
And see you in the fall then.
Okay.
Das war In Touch für heute, ein letztes Video von Björk, Hunter. Und dann sehen wir sie im Herbst auf deutschen Bühnen. Auf Wiedersehen.